All right, we've got a cylinder here with a height of 8.1. I see that just looking at it quickly. It tells us the volume is 155, and they want to know the radius. So when I learned how to find the volume of a cylinder, it was explained to me this way. They said, find the area of this space, and then just take it times how tall or how high the cylinder is. So if I have area times height, and I take that volume, which they told me, area times the height is the volume, and they told me in this problem that my volume was 155. I don't know the area, but I do know the height of the cylinder was 8.1. So then I could divide by my 8.1 and get my area. So that would, I'm just grabbing a calculator here to divide that out. My 155 divided by the 8.1 gives me kind of a gross area. So my area calculates out to be approximately, I'm kind of a stickler on that squiggly equal sign when I round off, 19.14. I'll keep that in my calculator because I think I'm going to do something with that in a minute. Then remember that for area of a circle, that's pi times the radius squared. So this 19.14 equals pi times my radius squared. Well, how am I going to solve to find the radius out of that then? I would first divide by my pi to get my radius squared alone. So I'm grabbing that calculator again. I still have that 19.13580,247 in there. I'm going to say divided by, and it says use, always important with pi to look back at the problem to see if they tell you what they want you to do. Use 3.14 for pi. So I almost was going to hit the pi button, but I'm doing divided by 3.14 on my calculator now to that 19.13, and that gives me approximately, again, this was actually still approximately here too, 6.942 for my radius squared. Then, because we want to know just the radius, if I raise that to the 1/2 power, or if you want to think of it as square rooting, on my calculator, I do one of those two things, either the square root or raise that other big long number to the 1/4 power. And when I do that, I'm getting 2.46864, and I kept all the decimals all the way through using the numbers, and the directions say round to the nearest tenth. So I would suggest after all that, looking here, to the nearest tenth would be 2.5. You could go back and try to see if it works out to find our area. So it's pi times the radius squared times the height, and we'll see if we come up with that 155. So my pi, 3.14 in this case they said to use, times my radius, the 2.46-ish or 2.5, depending on how much we round that off, squared, and then times my height of 8.1. And when I just did that, I got 154.9999999, so I would say that that must be correct.